Aloha Soul Family, Soul Ohana, Kapualani here. Let's take a moment to connect, to get grounded, centered, to clear, cleanse the energy. Um, and of course, you're welcome to skip through this part. But for those of you who are interested, who could use that realignment, let's connect. All right. So gently closing the eyes. Tuning into the breath, connecting to the breath, breathing deeply in through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth with a ha or a sigh. And do your best to take some nice, deep, soothing, cleansing breaths. At least 3 or 4 deep, soothing breaths. All right? I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I invite you to stay in this meditative space, stay in this breath connection space as we tune in, set some intentions, set some goals for your week ahead. So whenever you happen to be watching this, the next 7 days, what the next 7 days may hold for you. Okay, even though I do include a date or dates, timeline, I set the intention for you to receive these messages whenever they're meant to find you, okay? All right, so here we go. And thank you for being here. Spirit, ancestors, angels and archangels, Mother Earth, Gaia, Father Sky, God, Source, Creator, Spirit, Light, Universe. We ask you to cleanse, bless the space, Most High. Purify and align mind, body, and soul. Protect myself, protect us, information and guidance, energy, support, in alignment with the highest, greatest good of all, harming none. Set this into motion, and so it is. Thank you. All right. So if you haven't already opened your eyes, here we go. Actually, yeah, here we go. I was going to look at the bottom first, but I digress. The Hierophant. Okay, yeah. Your channels, you're being called to really quiet the mind is what I'm hearing, and open up to the cosmic downloads. There's so much information that's pouring through, and disinfo, as we know. I'm feeling present to that desensitization that many are likely experiencing. Maybe you're experiencing that yourself. And so the Hierophant urges you to first and foremost connect to your higher self, your higher wisdom. Okay? This calls you to also acknowledge your own self as a guide. Potentially, you could be a spiritual teacher. You could be, a psychic, a reader, an advisor of some sort yourself. It doesn't have to be that way. That doesn't have to be the case. But either ways, this energy here, and I know it sounds obvious because you're here like looking for guidance, looking for insight, but I'm getting the message that with this Hierophant, you are seeking spiritual guidance right now. Again, things are very staticky, and so you're looking for that specific clarity. You're looking for that answer, or at least that way toward the answer, that way toward the clarity that really resonates, that really makes sense, that really sticks, and that's going to actually provide you with some type of solution, some type of resolution, some type of solid guidance, clarity, and an answer. And the Three of Pentacles is showing up next with, giving this solidification of things. All right? You are in a place, those downloads, that higher guidance, wisdom, to start bringing things together, to start focusing on not only your next steps, but the building process of it, and feeling stabilized in your physical reality. Okay, looking toward your future. We know that there's a way to go. We know that we have work to do. And that could also be part of the challenge. Maybe you are seeking to feel a lot more grounded and stable, a lot more present, to the moment, right? Maybe you're having difficulty. It's like you're finding that sweet spot where you are realizing and acknowledging, okay, I'm getting distracted. There's a lot of this disinfo. There's just so much stuff that I'm just feeling drowned out by the noise or whatever, all of this stuff, right? I can feel it in the frequency. And even as I'm saying this, if it resonates, and just realizing that everything and anything that's being offered, there's nothing forced upon you. It's all in your free will of what resonates, what feels in alignment, all right? And as you accept, as you receive in your highest, greatest good, okay? So we're just cleansing, clearing, unlocking right now any of that sort of confusion or stuckness, frustrations. And even as I don't know if you can hear me breathing, right? Just like that, in through the nose, out through the mouth, with some power breaths forth, just a little bit more force being used to really amp up that energy field, your energy body, to get that blood circulation going and help to bring clarity to your thoughts, so that you can then therefore have confidence when you're going to take an action, when you're going to make decisions. All right, let's keep this energy flowing and going here. So wow, okay, Hierophant, Judgment. Yeah, you're present, and you've been hearing it. I've been saying it. If you've been watching these things about these new cycles, I'm not the only one saying that and acknowledging this, that we have these opportunities to open up to these new realities, to we've been through these thresholds, offering up the opportunity for quantum leaps in your own timeline, in your life. And with the quantum leaps, just to make it big, it's just whatever your current stagnated, or not stagnated, but just whatever that status quo is that maybe you feel is stagnated. Maybe you're looking toward a dream or a reality that seems to be so different. The vibration seems so night and day in terms of how do I get there? What is that bridge to the other side? That's that quantum leap, is when you take that, again, we say it, I've said it before, and if you haven't heard me say it, I'm saying it now, those inspired aligned steps, those inspired aligned actionable steps. I know it's not my phrase or whatever. It's been around since Kingdom Come, and I'm saying it for like 20 something years. But anyway, my point is, with this judgment energy that's showing up, it's this reboot. I saw these energies before, it showed up previously. So it's a nice validation that this energy of, second chances, a revival of things, a renewal of things, what you thought might have been over, like your chance at this or your opportunity for that. Again, a quantum leap type of energy, it's still available to you. You are moving through it. You're experiencing it right now. So Spirit's asking you, okay, what are you, really acknowledge and give yourself that space to acknowledge that you're in that threshold. You are moving through that, the wormhole, right? In the quantum fields and everything. And look I love this. Thank you, Spirit, with the Ace of Cups. So this purification, the rainbow bridge of energies and activations of your own higher self energies that are channeling through your consciousness, okay, your psyche. So if it were your chakra bodies, be moving down through the higher chakra bodies into the crown, the third eye, where it's all, you see these stars here, all amalgamating. But we love that we've got the pentacles, the three of pentacles no less, because it's saying you're identifying your past, your present, you see the future goal, maybe, or maybe you don't. Now hopefully, if it was there and you felt disconnected, we can find that bridge of connection, right? Or if it felt blurry, it's okay. You don't need to have it crystal clear right now. We just need to get locked and loaded is what I'm hearing with the present moment, because that's what we're lining things up. We are aligning, we're moving forward. Okay, I saw 959 go to 10, and then I looked down and saw 1001 on my timer. So, with this frequency shift, as I'm saying this, I'm not just doing a reading here. I'm an energy healer. I shift energy, hold space for, that highest good and healing and all that kind of stuff first and foremost. All right. And so if you're attuned to it, if it resonates, if it doesn't, then, it's not for you. It's all good. But where it does resonate for you, just, I feel this acknowledgement, okay? There's the reason why it has maybe felt sluggish, or it has felt like this back and forth, or it has felt like, why is this taking so long, or why am I still not making the progress, or why am I stuck? Thanks for the good news, Kapualani, and all this blah blah blah, but I'm still, you know what I mean, feeling a little bit like a bump. I'm hearing bump on a log, or like a little heavy, or like slow, or like maybe I'm a late bloom. I don't know, like a late bloomer is what I'm hearing even. Maybe you can identify with that in some way, but it's because you come through into this lifetime. And this is why I say, like, sometimes, not often, but when I do open up with these readings, sometimes I'll say, this is for, or I'll mention it, this is for a specific soul group. Like, it could be for many, and there could be a lot of things that you resonate with, but these kinds of messages right here, like, yeah, you're watching this for a reason, because on a lineage level, an ancestral level, that's the reason why. You are someone who is very present to the earth. You're empathic and intuitive to your ancestry, to the earth, to your bloodlines. Okay, that goes beyond time and space type thing, but all of spirit, just that kind of stuff does. But again, I'm speaking this to you on a physiological level, actually, on a physical level, your blood, your bones. That means something to you. And if maybe you don't know anything about your ancestry, but you've wanted to, and you felt that connection, you felt their support, you've known that you are not alone in this life, on this planet, in this world, and you know what I mean. And you have really, like, that could be like, they could be part of the reason that you attribute your purpose for being here. Like, they got you through, spirit got you through, your ancestors got you through that sort of a thing. You acknowledge your connection to nature, at least you're trying to. More than anything, you acknowledge your connection with spirit. You acknowledge your connection to the other side in a way to where you can relate to it in your lineage, in your blood. In a physiological way is what I'm hearing. Okay, like very, very clearly. And so I'm case spirits like, all right, we're gonna do just a real quick little, I'm gonna do the bell here, so just be prepared. I don't know how it comes through, so I try to be as aware as I can here. Ooh, all right, thank you, Spirit. So if you're feeling that, just some activation, some clearings, where it resonates, as it aligns, and always with the highest, greatest good of all involved, those watching and not watching, who get, affected by that ripple effect, because we're all connected through energy. And again, just to acknowledge, harming none. So in the highest, greatest good of all involved, harming none. All right, thank you. Whew. So we just breathe in, breathe out. All right, so thank you. And thank you for being here, by the way. I'm going to do my best to just be consistent with these as possible. And I really love this deck. Actually, this is one of the first decks that I really worked with, but it was way before the artist did all of the even minor arcana. She, at the time, only had major arcanas. So I started off with that. But anyway, getting to this 10 of Wands. So I've been seeing 10 of Wands showing up even as well. And, I'm sure other readers have too. Or maybe you have yourself, because I feel like you're probably a psychic. You probably do your own cards. Maybe you are, you do this for a living as well. You're a healer. If not, maybe not for a living, but just in your life. So 10 of Wands, this is something that's actually serving you. All right. What did I say about those ancestors and the 10 energies ancestral? We've got 1 and 10. Okay, you've already opened up to and have been acknowledging you want these cycles. You're ready for the fulfillment. You're ready to open up to that. And before you can fully dive in, and this is why it's a little bit of a mixed bag. It's been really weird, trying to have hope for the future, but also feeling the pull from the past, or feeling the weight from the mistakes, or feeling the affirmations and the manifestations that have not yet come into being. And I stress that, spirits have me stress that again, have not yet come to pass. It's not yet come into being. And why? Because we're acknowledging we're not alone here. I said it earlier, you heard me. I know you feel, yeah, I'm not alone. So then what does that mean? Who are you tied to? It's spirit. And you're tied to your ancestors. And the ancestors are not just your past and your future. We've got living ancestry, living relatives. Whether they are direct with parents and siblings, or the extended with the cousins and the aunts and blah, blah, blah. And then I've said this before, I'll say, sorry, don't mean to just be like that. But, I've said this before. You've got living relatives on this planet that you've never met, you don't even know exist, and you're never going to meet. Because I'm talking stuff like removed how many times over, like where your origin, an origin company for a country. Wow, where's that, spirit company? What's going on, spirit? This could be something that relates to your work, okay? So this doesn't, if you're watching this and you're like, that's a little deep, Kapualani, there could be some things here where it could relate on a work level, a ripple effect in the connections where maybe you're feeling stuck with work. Wow, talk about a timeline, quantum leap shift here in the message. Thank you, Spirit. We're doing triple time, quadruple time as usual. But if you've been feeling like you need a refresher with work, right? Maybe you're feeling like maybe there's a lot of your colleagues that are feeling the same, that are feeling that drain, that are feeling that shift. There's industries that are collapsing. There are timelines that are collapsing. So even if it's relationships, it could be personal relationships. When I do these readings, these messages speak to all the different aspects of your life. Okay, so that's what we're acknowledging here. The Ten of Wands is giving you time to close things out without, because we're human. And the longer that you live, the more potential that you have to experience and to gain memories with those experiences, for however they impact you, positively, negatively, neutrally, something in between, variations of it. And so with this Ten of Wands, we got to acknowledge there's nothing good or bad in the major arcana. It's just about how we feel and how we move through it. So again, it benefits you to acknowledge that you want to take things slow right now. We're not trying to rush through the process, because if you want to think about this literally, imagine that you are like this person, and in the traditional Rider-Waite version with the Ten of Wands, carrying that bundle, of the staffs, the wands back to the house. What are you going to do with it? They're supposed to use it to light a fire, right? But you're not just going to toss them in. Here we go, this big bundle of branches. They're going to break them up, break them down, or chop the wood, right? And organize it, and then you're going to use it or whatever, right? And so it's keeping in mind the steps that you've taken. Give your soul, yourself, your body, your timelines, all of those aspects of yourself that time and space to regroup in the sacred way. Because again, if you're watching this, you are someone who is likely on that spiritual journey, self-healing, shadow work, psychic, healer, starseed, into the Galactic Federation stuff, and, Melchizedek order. And maybe you're hearing these things for the first time. You're like, well, I have no idea what you're talking about. But if you're interested, you can go and search those things out. I'm just like Encyclopedia Britannica here, wealth of just endless information. Not all completely useless. So let's keep it flowing. The moon, very interesting, spirit. So yeah, rest, be quiet, tune into your psyche, allow for your intuition to guide you. Don't rush the process. When you can feel life in and of itself slowing you down or creating resistance, acknowledge that. Do your best to work with it. Sometimes we get frustrated and we are working against it. because we feel, so offended. Maybe you don't, but like you can feel so offended, like, oh, like life is working against me today, boo, like whatever, right? But again, this moon energy is saying to tune into your feelings, tune into your emotions, and with the water energy that's flowing here, that's showing up, and I'm just so drawn to the blue. And I spoke to, I think I said earlier, with the chakra bodies, and I spoke to the higher chakras, right? Because this is kind of purple with that crown of the knowing, and the spirit that the wands represents, the energy of spirit, of fire, life force energy, psychic energy, and the vision. And you see like these lightning bolts, like, yes, it's okay, so there's transmissions that are happening. Your nervous system, your nerves may be fried, your muscles may be sore, you might be aching. So this is where the moon, I'm feeling, give some attention to your health, your well-being, because I'm drawn to, just with the water here, especially, and something to do with maybe a month. Give yourself, maybe from even the lunar cycles, there might be something here with the lunar cycles that could be significant for you as well, in terms of timing. Like when you're looking, okay, what's the timing? When is this going to shift? Okay. So it could be from one lunar cycle to the next. When I release this, I think this is going to be right after the 6/6 portal. Like there's a new moon that we're going to be moving through, so it's going to be right in between that energy. But anyway, let's get back on track here, getting back to the moon, because I feel like there's something that could be significant with timing here. So the moon, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, I think, right? Because it's that lunar, but more toward that Cancer, Scorpio. So, and I say that because we're getting close to Cancer season, and also that Scorpio with the scorpion here. So either this June, July, or let's see, October, November, there could be significance, and there could be portals of energy and activations during those windows of time as well, in terms of, okay, when am I going to be clearing out of this? What's going to be happening? Things like that. So pay attention when we enter into, and just take a note, this Cancer season, when all that starts to shift and open up into the Scorpio season. I feel, again, I'm hearing portal energies of activations. Maybe there's something that you're going to be initiating or activating during this Cancer season, starting up, considering, and then during the Scorpio season, you'll see yourself coming out on the other side of it. Or, if you've been working towards something for that long, you'll start to see the progress. Something about seeing the other side of things is coming through there. Okay. But I'm really being drawn to this focus on, again, wellness, and always putting that focus into wellness and well-being. But in this case, the purification. In this case, don't be afraid and don't hesitate. I'm going to move my deck here just to give me some room. Thank you, deck. Don't hesitate to pull back and to tune in, to listen to your intuition, but in a way where it's with flow. Okay. And you're allowing yourself that sacred space to slow down. And remember, the key thing with the moon, and I almost forgot, thank you, Spirit, is that things aren't what they seem. It's not what it seems right now. So do your best, I'm hearing, like, not to be too afraid of the dark, the unknown, the mystery, rather to embrace it. And to use this time, I'm hearing, to be playful, to let yourself dream, to let yourself, in a healthy way, flow with a bit of escapism. So I'm almost saying, like, if it's, not to sound like toxic, but you know how sometimes you're like streaming shows, sometimes we just need to be in that sort of, and I was taught this a long time ago by one of my coaches, like a delta wave state. We need to be in a delta state to receive the downloads, receiving those downloads, okay? Because it's just so much information overload, energy overload. You need to just be on autopilot sometimes, and that's okay, because it's temporary, all right? Look at that, because see, look at that, Ace of Wands. So we got aces here. I love this, that are really validating the initiations of things, okay? And I'm hearing like a pick-me-up, this energy pick-me-up. I'm seeing this Ace of Wands, if we're relating it with the moon, and I love it, the Ten of Wands, like those cycles that are closing. And I said it, oh my gosh, thank you, Spirit, for that validation. You're like, Kapualani, come on now. Because I did see 2442, I just didn't. But the closing out of something, so you're really closing it out around that Cancerian timeline, and it would make sense. Because Ten of Wands, I think of this sometimes like family tree and the lineages, again, like I was saying earlier, and closing out any of those karmic cycles, especially as it relates to any of the generational healing or clearing that you've been doing, significant generational clearing or healing that you've been working on, especially with the moon, because the moon is all about what? Family, good Lord, Spirit, thank you. Oh my gosh, I love how this is just becoming so much more like obvious, and in my face at least. I don't know about yourself, but the Ace of Wands here, yes, focus on that new beginning, but one thing at a time, one focus at a time. You might be very excited about a new beginning, but what about this and what about like a kid in a candy store, right? You're just wanting to get to that fire. But you've got one wand here, so you don't want to burn out. And we want to remember that aces are initiations, just like tens are a signal that we are preparing for the aces to return. We're preparing for the initiation of new cycles as we are closing out the old cycles. These aces are a reminder that while we are excited and we are, yes, starting up these new cycles, there are these affirmative, validating energies that are saying this way. It's a commitment to yet another cycle of 1 through 10. And so this is where, as excited as we are, we don't want to just go, try to go like just zooming out. I mean, you can, I suppose, and not saying that's going to hurt or anything, I don't know. But again, the whole point is to really be in that state of focus and excitement and saying, where am I going to take this vision? Okay, I have this vision, I have this idea, I'm getting this message from Spirit that seems very clear. With all of these downloads, it's finally becoming clear. So where am I taking this? And what, what I'm saying? What is that sort of bigger expanse as you allow for, how shall I put, I'm hearing this, it's like, let yourself get fired up. Okay, thank you. Because with the Judgment energy of revival, new cycles, right? That we are acknowledging. And I'm hearing like a return again. So it's a continuation of something. Because we're not just control alt deleting things, right? We're not just wiping our memories blank. And why would you want to? That's terrifying to me. Like, that's terrifying to me. And so that's where it's saying, we've learned a lot, we've moved through a lot, we've grown a lot. And this even again, just in so many different ways. And now let's look ahead, right? Let's look ahead. Let's look forward. Let's move forward. Strength. Okay. So I'm hearing right away with the continuation of Cancer going even into the Leo season, and that 8-8 Leo, gateway. That's going to be it's always very powerful, but I can feel it this time. And I did say from Cancer into Scorpio, and I feel, that's June, July, August. It's not exactly in the middle, but it's like that gateway, that of energy. We're building things up to that 8-8 gateway is what I'm hearing. Okay, so it's going to be building, and then as we move past that gateway, that's where it's just whatever you may feel unclear about, uncertain about, that you might be struggling with. It's like, Spirit, you're going to receive the support. Don't give up. Keep going. Be persistent. I have been saying this over and over again lately. Being consistent and persistent. You can't help but see results. So that's where you want to just be, all right, persistent in how you're showing up, consistent in how you are showing up. All right. And then the strength card, you are supported. There's something here also with the Kundalini, the life force that's being like a recharge that's coming through. So even in the Leo season, as I was saying, where you may be feeling right now, anywhere that you're feeling a lack or a drain. And again, like if you're seeing this during the time, past the time, whatever, just stick with what's relevant and receive the messages that are relevant to you right now, whatever it is that you're going through, okay? Just to point that out. But this is saying you might be struggling, okay? You currently might be struggling to stay focused because you're just like, it's so easy. Like, if I just bust out all this content, it's so easy. I just copy, paste, and put it all out. Be patient and like it's just consistent and persistent. And we want to take that time to build the momentum, to let the wave complete itself. Don't be the wall trying to stop the wave. It's just going to crash you down. It's going to crash over you, and you know what I mean, it's going to cause you to collapse. Like you might symbolically, energetically, and spiritually, like, I am the mountain, yes, but you're not literally going to go and stand up against a wall of a 20-foot wave, 30-foot, you know what I mean, and just be like, I am the mountain. It just got like against you. And so that's the sensation of the energy. I said this earlier in the beginning, when you can feel that the universe, that the energies are slowed down and maybe resisting, you know what I mean, resistant to your trajectory. I'm not saying to just, okay, you just gotta collapse under the weight of it all. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's saying that you gotta acknowledge what's happening, just like the weather, nature's weather. This is energy weather. Why fight it? Nobody's saying you just have to go with it, but work with it, work around it, plan around it. Really start to understand, as you understand your own biocircuitry, your own biorhythms, the way that you react to stuff, because you've come this far, right? Let's start to put those tools into use. That's what this time is for. Okay, that's what this time is for. Because this moon is also the womb. It's your gut, the way that you feel things, the way that you sense things. And whatnot, that's shifting as well. And with the strength card, that's your primal instincts and struggling against like muscle knee-jerk reactions and things like that at times, right? So we might be struggling against our gut instincts or struggling against this and that right now. So that's where Spirit's saying, give it time, right? This is an adjustment period. We're going through a bit of a wash or whatnot. So give Spirit time. Yeah, the Hermit way, I say, give it time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of this teacher mode energy that I'm hearing here as well. And look, Virgo season, boom, boom, 8 and 9, one after another, 8, 9, 10. I mean, come on, Spirit. Yeah, acknowledging not only are there these cycles that are closing out, but you've changed, you've evolved, you have grown, you have gained in some way, shape, or form. Not just memories, not just experiences, but you've gained wisdom. Okay? You gained wisdom. How has that affected you? What have you learned? Your knee-jerk reactions, things of that nature, the way that you see things, the way that you do things, the way that you deal with things. If you're watching this, I highly doubt that you're the same person that you used to be. And I feel like you can acknowledge, and you probably have acknowledged that already. You're acknowledging that right now. You're seeing that right now. Okay? You're seeing that you are evolving and stepping into your own like wisdom elder self. And I don't care what your chronological, whatever timeline, stamp age, whatever it is right now. Not any disrespect to I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be too technical. But we do have to be, we want to be clear. But yeah, you're acknowledging that. And so this is where it's like, don't be afraid to take this moment to slow down, to go inward, to hermit, to self-care, okay? To be with you and to give you what you need to. Because at this point in your life, your wants and your needs, who you are, the way in which you provide for yourself, the way in which you go about fulfilling your own wants and needs, that has shifted and evolved as well. So you want to take all of that into consideration. Okay? And remember that, when you realize lessons learned from the past, it's like one of those phrases, this too shall pass. And again, this is not we are trying to avoid a nihilistic sloop. Like temporarily, that's okay, I get it, but we're trying not to be too just numbed to reality, or we're not trying to be numb to reality. We're trying to go with the flow of it, acknowledge it without numbing ourselves, right? So that's why when we can see, okay, how are we cosmically, energetically being affected, being supported, what are we moving through, that sort of thing. Hopefully this helps to provide that like little bit of cushion of support to say, okay, all right, Kapualani said it's going to be raining and hail, like it likely will be. So this is how we can prepare and do what we can do and how long it might last or whatever. Hopefully, it might not always be that crystal clear in the details. I apologize, but we do our best here. Oh my gosh, yes, I love this. So Ace of Pentacles, we got 3 aces here. So no doubt, okay, no doubt, new opportunities coming through. Not all is lost. I'm hearing this. I got 35 on my timer. My gosh, Spirit, come on. Not all is lost here, okay? And I got to just do that bell. So forgive me. If it's annoying you, seriously, don't hesitate. Tell me. I'm cool. I'm chill. I might freak out behind camera like, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just woo. Let's call that in. We know we've been so present to those clearings, and I made my little remix. Somebody said my remix, clearings in one of my shorts. But it's true, we feel it, and I think we get that there's new beginnings, but we're ready to really like sink our teeth into things to really get some real reality and physical results and feel things that are tangible, in a positive, growthful is what I'm hearing, growthful sort of way. Ooh, I love that. All right. So I hope that helps with that energy shift or with the toning. And I'm just going to do a little bit just energy support here. All right. So with this Ace of Pentacles, I'm hearing coming back to center, realizing you are at the center of it all. Okay. So I'm hearing something here with health and self-care. So how you show up day to day, the vision and the focus that you have, and the acknowledgement of the lessons that you've learned and the struggles that you've already been through and the wisdom that you've gained from overcoming those struggles, okay? And teaching you, how do I best go with the flow? It's not how somebody's going to tell you to go with the flow, because maybe you've already tried all those other things, but now it's time to acknowledge your own energy, what you have discerned that works for you. Like, yes, being open to the insights, the guidances, the suggestions or whatever. But in this case, it's saying you're ready to take what you've learned, take even those steps where you may have made some errors or mistakes. So a part of, again, what you've learned, right? And slowly but steadily, while you're marinating on all of that, continue again to be consistent and persistent with those steps and realizing, what have I learned in the past, where it's like I've been trying this, and it's like I've learned, you know what, that way, that technique, that method, that font, whatever, it's just not working for me. It doesn't work for me. It hasn't worked for me. Or you know what I'm saying? When I've tried these things with this relationship, or I've tried these things when I've been searching for a job, or I've tried these things when I've tried to promote my business. I've tried these things when I've tried to communicate and heal with my family, or with this or with that. This is where it's like, you know what? Woo! Try. Ugh, just even as I'm saying this, I'm like, bleh. I can feel it clearing. I don't know about you. It's like, as I was saying that, were you getting like triggered? I don't know. You're like, God, stop, Kapualani. It's like, and it's like, stop. Let's put it into that fire. And actually I'll bring this here to center for you. So whatever's not serving, go ahead and just, breathe in that light of clarity, light of transmutation to help support just burning off what doesn't resonate. So as you exhale into the fire, giving just what doesn't resonate into that fire for just instant transmutation. If you've got a fire of your own, you can work with that candle, give that energy up to that sun above head, just sending it into the sun, seeing it just get burned up, poof, and dropping, if it's heavy, too heavy, dropping off into the center of the earth where it's getting transmuted, instant transmutation, all right? Because there's this vortex of actually superheated water, and anything that hits it just, it's like, phew, so that crystalline light. But again, we're going from these closing out of things and opening up to something solid and new, a solid and new opportunity and a beginning that you are waiting for, that you are expecting, that you are anticipating. And while it might not show up right away, remember, things are not quite as they seem. And I know right now we're only looking at things for a week ahead, but I'm feeling that this does go through and into the timings that I talked about with the Cancerian season really sort of kicking off that maybe bright idea feeling, or the clarity, like maybe you have a few things, maybe you're heading in that direction, maybe you already feel confident about it, but there's something again about the timing of that Cancerian season, the June, July, and then going into something and then something else emerging during that Scorpio season, October, November, okay? And then again, the significance with the Leo gateway, the Leo and the Virgo potentially even. So there's a lot of these significant timings here. Stay tuned with me, of course, because I will be doing my best to continue to offer these weekly readings, the collective readings. And, I've been holding space to do the zodiacs, maybe in the future if the momentum builds up enough. So help me with that, like, subscribe, comment, share the stuff. Whatever, hit the notification bell so you can stay tuned to all of the my latest offerings, because I'm going to be doing my best to also add in some guided meditations, maybe some workshop type things where we can look at the energies, shift the energies, more things like this where we're shifting the energies. This is like the sessions that I do. When I do live sessions, I'm going to start to integrate these maybe a little bit more into some of my pre-records. But shifting the energies and clearing the energies as we acknowledge them and go through the reading. So I do readings. Everyone's unique in how they work, and we're always evolving. But that's just giving you a little bit of insight here, if that, hopefully that helps. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I deeply appreciate you. I hope that this has served you well and benefited your day, your week, your situation, whatnot. I do just want to add again, with these 3 aces and this 3 of pentacles, you've got fulfillment, the vision, and the satisfaction of what am I talking about? Satisfaction, the motivation, the inspiration, the passion, and the physical things are coming together. I love this. These are very powerful energies. Okay, so when you bring what brings you joy, okay, what brings you passion together, bring the joy and the passion together. Okay, the joy and the passion. So we want to have a clear vision, and with the clear, you've already acknowledged it, right? That joy, and want to make sure that we're being keeping our energies clear, right? So that we can stay in that alignment. And don't forget, you're gonna have to surrender to the mystery a little bit. Okay, just a little bit longer here, but you've been through that before, and you're going to make it, you're going to get there, all right? And in the end, that Ace of Pentacles, so there is a new seed that you're planting on. The focus all starts from within, from the inside out, and with that heart, I'm really just called to say, like here, right? We're focusing on things from the heart center. That's how all that manifestation grows and expands. And I mean, even here, I cannot help it, just the energies with that star expansion, that 8-pointed star, and then even here, the 8-pointed star. And even though this is 5 points, a 5-rayed star, we even got like this figure 8 of energy. So there's something here with bringing things that have been that like long-standing stuff, that you've been holding space for, that's been hovering, where it's being given room. Okay, we need to make room for this new beginning to really have proper ground to take hold, to seed, and to develop. We don't want to, have it all in this mishmash of like weird whatever. I mean, it's all good. Divine time in order. I gotta do my little bell, just, reset, clear 4411 on the timer, as I was saying, and just peeking at that for a second. But yeah, you got this. So again, thank you so much for being here. I do hope that this time together has helped. You know what? I'm gonna do one thing real quick, actually. I'm gonna do my little angel insight. Haha, gotcha. Got a little bonus here. I know we love these guys, the angel answers. So let's do some angel answers as I close this up and I let you go. All right. So think of a yes, no. We already got an answer. So think of a yes, no question. I'm gonna flip that over and put that there. Okay. So think of your yes, no question. Okay. And see what the angels say for you. Woo, that's a lot of cards, Spirit. I'm gonna maybe we'll put these on the side, and I'll see how I feel about them when we flip them over and we take a look. This first one, within the next few months, I said this. Wow, thank you, Spirit. Your manifestations are going to be evolving and coming into fruition. So this is you working on it, and like I said, being consistent and persistent, taking those steps, whatever it takes, even if whatever it takes is staying motivated and inspired about life in and of itself. One day that could, from day to day, it could shift and evolve in whatever it is that you're, what I mean, moving through, looking at. So these manifestations or whatever it is, again, that you're looking at, holding space for, it's going to be evolving and developing, coming into fruition over the next few months. So look for signs. And I did speak about signs and the synchronous, I think I did, I don't know, signs and synchronicities, right? And compromise. Like I said, you're exhausted. Maybe you've been getting a lot of signs, signs everywhere, and all this kind of stuff. So we're just gonna have to find a balance. We're finding the balance with things. All right, so stay motivated and inspired. Empower yourself. As I'm saying, take hold. Don't just look for the signs, but empower yourself. What do those signs mean? How are they guiding you? Don't just say, okay, these are affirmative signs. They're telling me that I'm blah blah blah. Do a little bit more investigation with that compromise so that you can, make some sense of things. And not everything is a sign. Just remembering that not everything is a sign. Okay, what are these? No need to worry, perfect timing. So I feel that it's about the timing when we say no. Like, is this happening for me? Am I on the right track? Blah, blah, blah. It's not that you aren't on the right track. That's not like, okay, no need to worry, perfect timing. Yeah, what you're looking for, what you're wanting. Okay, so I feel like this is about the what ifs or the fears that are coming up. So if you have any fear stuff coming up when you were asking the question, that's what this is about. It's like, no, it's not going to go that way. It's not going to go in the negative way that you're thinking or asking about. So don't worry about it. Things are going to evolve in the perfect time. So timing is very much a significant factor here. I mean, when isn't it? But in this case, I feel that it's about getting through, some of these kind of weirder, maybe heavier, maybe more question mark, like the moon, the unknown, and being in that void space. And the void, the dream, is where things develop. So it's all good. It's just about understanding the different facets of light and dark, not good or bad, but just how, again, the energies flow and how you can flow in it, how you can relate, how do you relate, how does it relate to you, that kind of thing. So I'm going to close up here. For real this time. But thank you so much again for being here with me. Visit my website, kapualani.com, to schedule a consultation. I am here for you, whether live or in a pre-recorded manner. All right, so take good care. I'll see you next time. Soul Ohana.